A Mark Carney settles into the role of Canada's Prime Minister, and will not only have to take on US President Donald Trump, but also wider division within his own country. Among those is a generational divide, with young voters who are concerned about housing unaffordability, crime and the cost of living coalescing around the Conservative. It's a reversal from 2015, when youth voted in record numbers, helping sweep Carney's predecessor Justin Trudeau to power. But this election, baby boomers, those over the age of 60, were an essential component to the Liberal success, pollster David Coletto of Abacus Data told the BBC. Meanwhile, younger Canadians, particularly young men, rally behind the Conservative. One of them is Connor from Toronto. The 28-year-old told the BBC that he was drawn to the party because of its focus on housing and the cost of living. "We're getting stuck in a system right now that doesn't seem to be working," he said. "It worked for our parents, but not for us." He added that he has grown tired of the same liberal policies for the last years. Another voter, a 29-year-old woman from Montreal who like Connor did not want her full name used, said she has been disheartened by the lack of economic growth in Canada in recent years. "It makes me figure and I don't see my dollar going nearly as far as it should be, and that is alarming to me," she told the BBC. Ahead of the election, support for the Conservative outpaced the Liberal by 44% to 31,2% among 18 to 34-year-olds, an annual poll on 25 April indicated. The issues that resonated with Canadians depended on age, too. Carney campaigned heavily on standing up to Trump, while affordability and a broken Canadian promise were central to Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre's message. Abacus Data polling indicated about 18% of 18 to 29-year-olds were worried about Trump. That jumped to 45% for voters over 60, suggesting a diversion on key issue between generations. A big challenge for Carney and the Liberal will be how they can win back the confidence of those younger voters, Mr. Coletto said, who feel really let down and frustrated. In Monday's election, the Liberal managed to gain more than a dozen seats in a historic comeback election. But the rival Conservative also made significant gains, enough to block the Liberal from forming a decisive majority government. The Liberal won 169 seats, 3 shy of a majority, and captured 43% of the popular vote. The Conservative won 144 seats, 25 more than the previous 2021 election, and 41% of the popular vote. Smaller party, namely the left-leaning New Democratic Party (NDP), suffered significant loss as votes migrated to the two larger party. Reuters Carney photographed during his victory speech. Reuters. In his victory speech, Prime Minister Carney promised to govern for all Canadians. Carney's platform did feature proposals on how to tackle affordability, including a pledge to build 500,000 annually and a small income tax cut for some Canadians. Laura Stephenson, chair of the Political Science Department at Western University, noted the two platforms were not too different on cost of living issue. "It is a question of difference in degree, rather than completely different approaches," Prof. Stephenson said. In his victory speech, Carney preached a message of unity and acknowledged the millions of Canadians who cast a ballot for other parties. "My message to every Canadian is this: no matter where you live, no matter what language you speak, no matter how you voted, I will always do my best to represent everyone who calls Canada home," he said. Carney will also face a restive Western Canada, where there is a festering sense of alienation from the power. Centre in Ottawa. Those tensions were on display quickly after the election. In a post congratulating Carney, Alberta Premier Danielle Smith said Poilievre's vision inspired millions, while the Liberal had demonized and demeaned her oil-rich province. She called on carnet to reset the relationship between Ottawa and Alberta with meaningful action rather than hollow rhetoric. Without a majority, Carney will also have to work with other party leaders to get legislation passed. The Liberal could try to convince members of the NDP, and even the Conservative, to cross the aisle, which could turn their strong minority to a majority. Forming an effective government, a well-binding regional and demographic fracture in Canada, is now one of the many items on Carney's to-do list.